This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin Cycle Network has just gone another step further with the opening of a new pedestrian and cycle bridge. Residents of a close-knit Helensburgh street in Dunedin have begun a Christmas tradition sure to keep the postie entertained. And groups of Highlanders rugby players have been displaying some off-the-ball talents in the Meridian Mall today. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Dunedin Cycle Network has just gone another step further with the opening of a new pedestrian and cycle bridge. Spanning the water of the Leith next to the Forsyth Bar Stadium, the bridge connects the State Highway 88 shared path to cycleways around the Inner Harbour and Central City.
Preparing to cross the latest addition to Dunedin's cycleway network. A group of cyclists, including Mayor Dave Cole, get ready to be the first official riders on the brand new single-point suspension bridge over the Leith beside Forsyth Bar Stadium. The project was originally planned to be completed 2 months ago.
It was thought that rather than wait till the official opening next year to actually let people use it, the public can use it from this Saturday, and that'll be great over the holiday period. The new bridge means cyclists and walkers will no longer have to navigate the potentially dangerous hairpin bends of the old route.
We excited to have this part of the network and this connection, which is far better than what we had previously, sort of winding it under the highway. So we're really hopeful it'll be positively received by everybody.
The 20-metre high steel mast and timber decking may seem like an engineering extravaganza, but the cost was about the same as a conventional concrete bridge. And Saunders says the architectural design will be an asset to the city.
The contractor put forward this design, which we thought fit really well with the environment here, and it was great to get a result that's not, that I think is a really good piece of engineering that looks really good and fits well in this environment.
Mayor Cole was looking forward to seeing the whole $7 million cycle link between the city and Port Chalmers completed.
We've still got disparate and disconnected parts of the network, and it will be fun. It'll be a quantum leap in service when we actually get them connected.
The bridge cost $1.4 million and includes LED lighting strips for nighttime safety. It will be open to the public from this Saturday. In Dunedin, for The South Today.
A worker has died after a hay baler incident on a Waitaki farm today. Emergency services were called to a Kakanui Valley Road in Five Forks west of Oamaru just after 11 this morning. WorkSafe have confirmed the person died after becoming stuck in the hay baler. It's the 17th farm fatality in New Zealand this year and 5th this month. WorkSafe have opened an investigation into the incident. Residents of a close-knit Helensburgh street in Dunedin have begun a Christmas tradition sure to keep the postie entertained. The street's households are in their second year of a competition to see who can come up with the best dressed letterbox.
Dunedin residents adding Christmas cheer to their letterboxes in Helensburgh's Jason Street. Resident Michaela Cameron says the competition began last year after a neighbour blinged up her letterbox for Christmas.
We started our street competition about a year ago, and one of our neighbours decided that she'd decorate her letterbox, and we decided that we'd all get involved.
But the neighbourly Yuletide activity in Jason Street isn't the only thing the residents do together.
So we're a pretty close neighbourhood. We often holiday together, we do the annual barbecue, and Guy Fawkes is a pretty big celebration here too.
The theme for this year's decorations are inspired by the Elf on the Shelf children's books, with Cameron winning the street's competition with an elf sorting out their mail for them.
We've got a naughty and a nice list, and we've had our elf steal our bills as well. So yeah, it's based on Elf on the Shelf, which has become quite popular over the years.
Cameron attributes the friendliness of the street to the several homes of young people who grew up together. In Dunedin, for The South Today.
Another director is leaving the Otago Regional Council. Director of Policy Planning and Resource Management, Tanya Winter, has accepted the role of Chief Executive at the Otorohanga District Council, starting early next year. Her departure comes on the back of 2 other directors resigning in the past month. Scott McLean has left the council and Sean Sutton will start a new job at Aurora Energy next year. No reason has been given for McLean's resignation. Groups of Highlanders rugby players have been displaying some off-the-ball talents in the Meridian Mall today. The team are flexing their musical muscles to raise money for Kmart's Wishing Tree appeal.
Striking a chord for charity. Today's the last day the Highlanders team are in camp before breaking for the year, and they spent part of it busking in groups all over Meridian Mall.
And so on the last day we like to mix things up a little bit, and they do a team challenge, so in their mini teams, 4 mini teams. And one of the activities today was a busking challenge where they had 15 minutes to raise as much money as possible for the Kmart Wishing Tree.
The franchise marketing manager Amanda Gould says that while the groups were having fun, they were taking the competition seriously.
So once we count all the money from the teams, they're all highly competitive, so they'll want to know exactly who's won. Then we'll be able to come in and we'll buy some toys to put under the Kmart Wishing Tree.
The busking footy players are certainly music to the ears of Kmart Wishing Tree champion Dawn Barnes, who says there are fewer presents under the tree than last year.
We're down a lot on last year. Last year at this time we'd raised over 2,900 gifts. We are sitting as of this morning at 1,974 gifts. But still, that's amazing that we've gotten that many presents to help families that are in need. I mean, just think if we didn't do this appeal, we wouldn't have any of those presents to help anybody.
Barnes says it's a wonderful event which is set to dramatically increase the number of families that they can help this year.
Oh, it's pretty amazing that they've taken time out of their busy schedule to come in and do some busking so that presents can be bought for the tree to help more children and families that are in need at this time of year.
It's the first year the Highlanders have shared their musical talents with unsuspecting but appreciative members of the public, and on the evidence of today's efforts, it might not be the last. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, the interim report has been released into 2 fatal helicopter crashes near Wanaka, and a Dunedin boy is still seeking answers 50 years later about the abuse he suffered at a Catholic orphanage.
Merry Christmas.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
Hi folks, it's me again. My friend Lindsay at Alec Campbell Menswear and all his team in the 3 stores, Mosgiel, South Dunedin and Cromwell, wish you a Merry Christmas. It's a wee message from him. And from me, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Need to rent an EFTPOS? Whether it's just a week or the whole season, maybe a pop-up store, a concert or event, Anything's POS have equipment available to suit your needs for retail and hospitality with local support. To rent, lease or buy, contact Anything's POS.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mitre 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making Lawn Care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
My elves and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Welcome back. Mast bumping was a factor in one fatal helicopter crash near Wanaka earlier this year, and clothing flying out an open door was a factor in a second. Pilot Matthew Wallace died when his helicopter crashed into Lake Wanaka in July. His brother Nick Wallace, along with passengers Paul Honderlink and Scott Theobald, died in the second crash near Wanaka Airport in October. Transport Accident Investigation Commission, TAIC, has just released interim reports into the two crashes. A Dunedin boy dumped at a Catholic orphanage by his father endured 5 days of violence at the hands of the Sisters of Mercy. Half a century later, he's still searching for answers. Otago Daily Times reporter Chris Morris caught up with 61-year-old Steve as part of the ODT Insight series, Marked by the Cross.
My name's Steve. In May of 1966, myself and my 4 brothers were placed in St Joseph's Orphanage in Waverley for a bit of respite from my parents. We had no idea as to why we were there, and whilst there we received some shocking treatment from the Sisters of Mercy. My brothers and I had no idea why we were put there. My father opened up the boot of the car, took a box of food through to the nuns. We were then marched into the place, doors closed, and the abuse started. There were trees at the back of the orphanage. My brother managed to get out through one of the back doors, tried climbing the trees to get out of the place, was dragged down out of the trees by 2 of the nuns, taken back inside and then beaten for what was ostensibly my brother trying to get out of the place. But it was basically a respite for parents who were having trouble with their children. Some were there because their mother had passed away, the father couldn't cope with the kids. And the nuns, far from being merciful, they were vengeful basically. It was just, they weren't fit to live, let alone care for children. I mean, the Catholic Church put these women who were celibate in an environment where they took out their frustrations on us. I haven't held down a steady job for 10 years now. At 20 I tried taking my own life. So it's impacted horribly on our lives. I've already received a letter of apology from the Sisters of Mercy. It was some small form of redress for what they'd done, but it was just pretty generic in the way it was written. They tried to buffer the blame away from the Sisters of Mercy as to what had happened to my parents who put us there, and that in no way should have happened. I mean, they were the ones who had basically our care, and there was no care. It was all abuse, the whole thing. My school days were much the same. St Bernadette, St Edmunds and St Paul's, 11 years of stuff that should never have happened. I think what the church as a whole needs to do is own up to the things that happened. This all happened under the reign of one person as well, Bishop Kavanagh, who was the leader of the Catholic Church in Dunedin at the time. All this abuse happened under his watch. I think the school in Rattray Street should never have been named after this man. I'm one of the many in Dunedin who want the name of the school changed. We don't know what it should be changed to, but it just should not be Kavanagh College. He was part and parcel of the whole abuse system in Dunedin.
After the break on the South today, thunderstorms threaten to dampen last-minute Christmas shoppers tomorrow, and we have a look back at the month of November, so stay with us.
What a wonderful year! No more neck pain, shoulders are great, back, all pain's gone. Sciatica, not a problem. What a great year my customers had. Happy New Year and see you in 2019.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Want a bike to work but the wind and hills have gotten you down? Come in and see our team at Electrify 249 Cumberland Street. Tell us you saw this ad and we'll throw in a bell helmet and an Oxford lock for free. Sorted.
Firstly, happy Christmas to everybody. I just want you to spare a thought for those in our community who are in need at this time of year, and maybe keep an eye out for somebody that you can help over the Christmas period. My office is going to close from the 21st, Friday the 21st of December. It'll reopen on Monday the 14th of January. And in the meantime, please, all of you, have a great Christmas. Have a great time with your family and friends and take some time out.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty. So if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley. Season's greeting from Harroways. Enjoy your summer snacking with our new Harroways Oat Bites. These are available at participating New Worlds and Pack and Saves.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Thanks for staying with us. Those planning on doing some last-minute Christmas shopping in Dunedin and other parts of the south tomorrow could be interrupted by severe thunderstorms. The Met Service says thunderstorms are possible across most of the South Island tomorrow afternoon and evening as a trough moves across the island. There's a risk of severe thunderstorms in eastern parts of central Otago, Dunedin, North Otago and Canterbury, which could bring more than 25 millimetres of rain an hour, along with hail. In the lead up to Christmas, we're taking a look back at the news highlights over the last 12 months. The month of November had 700 lots of vintage grocers items come up for auction. The well-known former City Councillor and radio broadcaster Neil Collins passed away. And heavy spring rains caused flooding across the south.
A 25-year-old German tourist was left precariously placed on the edge of a cliff after falling from the headlands at Dunedin's Tunnel Beach. She was eventually hauled to safety by a team of firefighters and paramedics. Over 700 lots of vintage grocers items collected by former grocery store owner Tony Hart went under the hammer. Ronald Proctor said he'd seen nothing like it in his 40 years as an auctioneer.
A lot of these bits were chucked away years ago. They, so you don't see like a lot of the paper signs or the labels on the tins like they are now, and the advertising so much anymore. Yeah, so it is a very special collection.
Funerals were held in Balclutha for the two men killed while power diving in the Catlins. 51-year-old Malcolm Ward was farewelled by mourners in his hometown before a private cremation in Dunedin. His friend, 23-year-old Mitchell McPhee, was farewelled by around 500 mourners who packed out the South Otago Town and Country Club. Two overseas tourists died following a head-on crash between a car and a bus on State Highway 6 near Kingston. A truck driver who was first on the scene said dangerous driving on this stretch of road is constant, and he called for better driver education.
It's probably one of the most dangerous roads in New Zealand to come off of, especially off a plane from overseas and not used to it, and then drive down that road. It's just something that I've never ever seen before.
Heavy rain and flooding wreaked havoc across the south, cutting off the township of Henley. Further south, the Clutha River rose to the highest level local Mayor Brian Cadogan had seen in almost 20 years.
It's probably a reminder that Mother Nature and a river and a delta of that magnitude, from time to time we're going to get this.
It was standing room only for the funeral of City Councillor and radio broadcaster Neil Collins. He began his career as a 17-year-old volunteer at 4XD back in 1958 and also served as a Dunedin City Councillor for over 20 years. Collins interviewed famous acts such as the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. When he retired in 2015, he said it had been a privilege to work in the industry for so long.
It's just been packed one year after the other, and I've been lucky, really lucky. And I look back on a career that truly, I just come back to the word I've been blessed, been so lucky.
This year's Jet Boat Marathon saw several legs being held on West Coast rivers, including the Grey River near Cole Gorge. With speeds sometimes in excess of 200 kilometres an hour, the rivers keep the drivers on their toes.
Even though it's a big river as well, it's quite a challenging river. There's braids everywhere, and you have to be on point with a lot of the areas you go in.
And this year's Christmas banner in Dunedin's Octagon dispensed with last year's controversial Happy Holidays slogan. 2018's Christmas greetings are written in New Zealand's 3 official languages, English, Te Reo and Sign Language.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. Dunedin Cycle Network has progressed another step further with the opening of a new pedestrian and cycle bridge. Residents of a close-knit Helensburgh street in Dunedin have begun a Christmas tradition sure to keep the postie entertained. And groups of Highlanders rugby players have been displaying some off-the-ball talents in the Meridian Mall today. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Craig Page. What have you got for us tomorrow?
Good evening. Plenty of reading in a Friday newspaper. We're leading off with a story, news today that Taratahi, the company which runs the Telford Agricultural Training Institute in Balclutha, has been placed in interim liquidation. So it kind of throws the whole question of Telford's future out there. The campus, or the company itself, runs 3 campuses in New Zealand, 250 staff and 2,800 students. So real concerns about Balclutha, of course. That the mayor down there, Brian Cadogan's vowing to do everything he can to keep Telford up and running. It's been going for 54 years now. There's been thousands of people been through it and gone on to successful careers in the agriculture industry. So they see it as a bit of a jewel in Balclutha's crown, and there's a real passion amongst businesses down there to try and keep it up and running. So it's going to be an interesting few months, I think, to see where that goes.
Hopefully they do something, they get something to keep it going.
Yeah, it'd be a shame for Balclutha to lose something of that, with that history. Gardening pages, we explore beehives in your backyard. We talked to Dunedin couple Murray and Heidi Rickson. They've got a company called Rent a Hive where you can basically rent a hive for your backyard. They'll do all the work for you and you get the honey, 12 kilos of honey at the end of it. So it's really taken off recently. So we've got a nice story on them, and a lot of schools looking at it as well now, so pretty successful. And on the sporting front, we've got our sports lift out, and being in the midst of the cricket season, Adrian Sacconi takes a look at selecting New Zealand's greatest Test 11. These always cause plenty of debate, and Adrian throws a few curveballs out there as well, so a few surprises. That's well worth a look.
Wonderful, and so you can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time to look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Tonight's southern view is of a freight train pulling into Dunedin train station. Looking at the situation, low pressure systems bring instability and a risk of showers tomorrow, thunderstorms possible inland, and cooler southwesterlies developing on the south coast later in the day. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a showery day with highs of 18 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson can expect a similar day with showers and 18. Blenheim is also in for a wet day and 19 degrees. In Canterbury, a rainy day for Kaikoura, Christchurch and Ashburton, and you can all expect highs of 17 degrees. Looking at the southern centres, Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can expect light southwesterlies, a chance of afternoon showers and 16-degree highs for you all. Over to central Otago, Wanaka can expect light winds, a risk of thunderstorms and a high of 17. While it's a little less dramatic for Queenstown, Alexandra and Tiana, you can look forward to a risk of showers and a high of 16 degrees. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru are in for light winds, afternoon showers 15 degrees, and further inland, Oamaru and Twizel are due for light winds, thunderstorms and 17. In Dunedin, cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 10, with rain developing later on tomorrow, a low of 11 and a high of 15 degrees tomorrow. Showers clearing on Saturday with sunny periods in the late afternoon, a high of 13 and a low of 7. And in Invercargill, some mist and cloud tonight with an overnight low of 9. Fine tomorrow with high cloud and westerlies and a low of 11 and a high of 18. Showers clearing, sunny periods increasing on Saturday with a high of 15 degrees and a low of 7. And that's all for our news this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to channel39.co.nz, odt.co.nz, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.